Alrighty, we got one coming out of the barn. Finally, after about I think a little over a year, we have finally finished the 1/4105 scale Battlestar Galactica from the original 1978 series. It's a Moebius kit. I'm sure everybody's familiar with it. Did struggle with some areas on it. Constructed with lighting in mind, which involves some modifications to the internal structure, as most builds do when you put lighting in them. Actually had a good time. This is one of my favorite subjects, and I don't know why I remember building one of these as a kid. I believe it was a monogram kit, and that that was not the greatest kit, and it wasn't accurate either. So this was a treat to build this one. It'd be fun if it was just a hair bigger, but this works out well. We did drill out lighting holes using a super small drill bit, same one that I used for the 2700 Zvezda Star Destroyer. Each of the holes got a about an inch long piece of fiber optic, 0.02. Use the Plastruct fiber optics. That worked out well. We'll get in, I'll be putting together a lighting special, sort of all the stuff that I went through and the theory and philosophy of putting the lighting together for this thing. We did underlight the bridge. We got the Paragraphics photo etch set, which had a whole wraparound for the bridge. Also a lot of detail in the hangar bay, and we'll get into that. We'll be lighting it in just a second here. I did a custom, they weren't really boards other than I put it on a circuit board, but it was mainly a cluster of flickering LEDs. Might as well just light this thing up. And we'll get into the specifics of the internal arrangement of that, and if in the lighting special I'm going to do. I did mix up a custom base coat for this. It was gray. How about that? It was pretty eye-opening. And after that was done, hit it with a Duplicolor gloss coat, and then we did decals, and then also a wash. It was the one of the AV light gray washes. I believe it was 76515. The decals went on pretty well. We had some trouble around in this area on both the port and starboard, getting them to lay down, just because the decals are trying to turn at a 90-degree angle, and had to deal with microsol, microset, and then also had to call in the cavalry and get Salvaset to get those to finally lay down. A couple of them did crack, bending them in such a harsh direction, and ironically, the little 1/4 ounce Testors enamel gloss red number 1150 was almost a dead-on match for the color of the decals. So if you encounter that, you can touch those up with that particular red Testors paint. Don't use much enamel anymore, but every once in a while it works out. Like I said, the weathering was just a wash. It was the Vallejo light gray wash number 76515. It was applied overall, top and bottom, and allowed to dry, and then just use water and Q-tips to clean it up where I thought it was a little too heavy. After that, we put the Duplicolor matte finish clear coat with an airbrush over the entirety of the model. Can turn this off and deal with a little bit of, added some sort of floodlighting effect, both pointing forward and backward on the underside. We lit up the launch tubes with red LEDs, and then the lighting in the landing bays is that force perspective, so I can get that in there, be steady. But I thought that turned out pretty cool, considering how little you can actually see when you're looking inside the landing base, because it's such a small area. But that's pretty cool. So always a great day when you finish up a model. Show it off to your friends, show it off to YouTube. And certainly was an enjoyable build. So if you're so inclined, please like the video, subscribe if you are feeling super trapped in your house during COVID-19, and we'll promise good content ahead. And in the meantime, happy modeling.